Uh, Previously, we have discussed about the meaning of audio and how to use audio in education as a media tool. And we have discussed about the factors, the requirements, how to use audio, why audio is still relevant, and so on. Today, we are going to discuss about audio. When we talk about audio, it's like a combination between all the media and all the multimedia that we have actually discussed before, which is audio, graphics, infographics, clips, photographs, graphics, and so on. In one thing, it's called video. So video has been used in education, teaching and learning settings for a very, very long time. And it has actually proven to enhance students' attention. Uh, the students will feel like they are included in your classroom and so on. So why do we use video in the classroom? Because we want to transfer a message. We want to teach a knowledge, skills in the best and the easier way possible, so that when we give the students a video, they will actually repeat until they master whatever skill they want to actually learn about. Okay? So when we talk about video, it's the best media tool that you as a teacher can use. But you need to consider, as any of media, educational media tools, you need to consider a lot of factors when we talk about using video inside the classroom. Okay. First thing that you want to actually, okay, yeah, these are the limitation. Make sure that do not play a very long video for the whole class. If you do that, the students will feel like, they are not included and they have actually time out. They are actually, most of them will sleep. It's boring. It's not an attractive tool anymore. Okay. And make sure all the media factors inside the video is working fine. The sound, the background, the lights in the room are perfect. There's no problem with it, because some of the time when you play a video in front of your students, you will find out, okay, the sound is not working, but still you want to use this video. This is not correct. Okay. You need to make sure it's in the fixed place. Fixed place. There's no like moving or shaking or whatever. Uh, all these kind of technical issues. Now, when we talk about video, the advantages is actually many. There are many advantages of using video. Most of them, it helps the students to learn how to solve the problem by themselves. So it's a problem solving techniques. How? By repeating the video until they master the knowledge or skills that they are watching. It's an effective learning tool because, as I mentioned, we use more than one sense using the video. We are actually getting students' attention by seeing, listening, and some of the time they will repeat whatever dialogue or conversation they can hear from the video. So this is a very, very effective way of multimedia that we can use. As I mentioned, it could be used for skill development, knowledgement, all this kind of stuff. And it's risk-free observation. For example, you want to uh, teach your students about an experiment, chemistry, or whatever. You can show them a video without taking them to the lab. So there's no risk in um, this video. If you still remember, when we talk about audio, we actually have discussed two categories of audio, which is analog and digital. Same goes for video. Video as well has analog and digital. Anyone can tell me what is the difference between analog and video when we talk about audio. Do you still remember? Anyone would like to try? What is the difference between analog and digital? Okay, digital. When we talk about digital, it's anything that is related to computers. Okay, digital computers. So if we use a camera that is connected to our laptop or computers, this is a digital video. Okay, if we use a professional camera that has a memory card in it inside, and then once we finish recording, we just transfer to our computers, this is digital. Okay, so anything that is actually related to computers, it's called digital, right? Analog is nothing, has nothing to do with computers, which is the way that used to be the common way before they invented the computers. You know,
Cassette data? Cassette.
cassette, yes. They used to tape using a complicated machine, complicated process, and so on. All this is referred to analog. Okay, so analog is something used to be the common way of TV, recording video, TV channels going live and so on, but it's not relevant anymore. Now, everything is digitalized. They use memory card, pen drive, hard disk, external hard disk, and so on. Okay, so this is the whole idea. This is how you can differentiate between these two. When we talk about digital or analog, obviously, when we use digital devices, it's very easy to transfer the data. So how? By simply taking the memory card and insert it into your laptop, and you are ready to go. But when we talk about analog, on the other hand, it was very, very complicated. They need to go in a different settings, a dark room. They needed to wait, for some days until the material is ready, the production and so on. So it's very complicated process. But now anyone could do it, at their home. If you have a camera, you can record, you can edit using a software in your computers, and then you can actually upload the video. And then when we talk about editing videos, how to do the editing videos in both in digital and in analog. In digital, obviously, we use softwares that is actually installed into your laptop or your computer, which is the common way nowadays. If you have a software, you can shoot the video, edit the video, add a subtitle, add a music, background. If you want to cut any clip, you can cut. Then you can merge all the clips into one file. This is what we mean by editing the video. So editing the video, once again, is when you shoot the video, you just transfer it to your laptop. You can add a subtitle, you can add a music, you can actually delete some clips. Okay, this is what we mean by editing the video using digital software. Okay, on the other hand, when they actually used analog for editing the videos, it used to take a lot of time. So imagine if there is a problem with the video that we actually edit using digital software nowadays, and this video was aired in a TV channel, and there's a problem with it. They can simply edit the problem while it's online, while it's aired live. Using the software, the problem is done. But using analog, it would be very, very complicated. If they figure out there's a problem with the video when it's aired live TV, they wouldn't actually do anything because it actually required so much time to do it. So they cannot solve the problem right away. Okay. This is how you do the editing. Some of the very famous common softwares for editing the videos are Adobe Premiere, Camstudio, and Movie Maker. Okay. Now, same as audio, video has its own file formats. And this is, guys, where you actually need to be focused. You need to be, you need to take extra care about the formats, how to differentiate between the formats, because this is where you can get tricky questions in the final exam. So you need to differentiate between the graphics format, video, and audio. All right. Uh, Video format, the most important, the most famous actually format is MOV and RMWMV. For the MOV, number one is actually a shortcut for Quick Time Movie. This is a software that is only for Apple devices, Macintosh, okay, for Apple devices. But we still can actually install it in Windows, but it's actually produced by Apple. So it belongs to Macintosh system, Apple devices. Okay. The second one, and this is the interface of it. Second one is RM, which is a shortcut for Real Media. This one can be used for both devices or both operating system, Apple Macintosh and Windows as well. And then we have WMV, which is Windows Media. From the name of it, Windows Media. So it's actually created by Microsoft for Windows devices only. Okay. And then we have AVI, MPG, MPEG, which is all of these are formats for video files, but it differs with the quality. For example, if I'm using a software to edit my video, I get the choice to actually select either one of these formats: AVI, MPG, MPEG, and nowadays we have MP4. MP4, a file format for video as well. But this could be tricky because MP4 could be a video format and audio format. So take care of this, please. MP4, like MP3, but MP3 could be only for audio, not for video. MP4 could be audio and video. MP4, video and audio. MP3 only for audio. Okay, guys? And then finally, we have the Flash, the Shockwave, the Flash files or formats. Do you know what is GIF? Do you know what is GIF?
No. Yes, doctor.
The moving photo.
Okay, GIF is actually a format for graphics, photo, but it has movement. Have you ever went to a website and see advertisement where you can see the text go on and off, for example, light or yeah, this is called GIF. GIF similar to the Flash. Now the Flash has the same purpose, but it is actually higher quality. This is what this is the difference between GIF and Flash. Flash is actually like a video, small video. But the good thing about Flash formats, high quality and very light size. Okay, so if you go to a website and you want to use something catchy for your customer, you can use a Flash if you want high quality. But GIF you can actually create for small movement, not like animation movie or something. If you want to use animation, you can go with Flash. Okay, so the size are small, the quality is high. Okay, guys. So you need to differentiate between MP4, MP3, AVI, QuickTime, and WMV, Windows Media. And finally, between GIF and the Flash. Do you guys have any question? Do you want me to repeat anything?
No,
Everything
doctor.
clear? Okay.
Clear.
Okay. So as a summary for our topic here, the basic digital audio and video terminology is all about the how to differentiate between these two categories, which is analog and video. If you just understand that digital is related to computers, everything would be easy. Analog is something used before they invented the computers. Everything after the computers is called digital because it has relation. It is related to computers. Even the cameras are different now. The telephones, we have now smartphones. We can take pictures. We can even print the pictures that we have in our smartphones. But back then, the telephone devices used to be very big, and it needs wire. It needs to be at home. You cannot actually go around. This is analog, okay? And then you need to differentiate between different formats, the WAV, MP3, QuickTime, and so on. Okay. And then the difference between flash and shockwave and GIF and why they are actually popular because the quality is high and the size is light so that anyone would like to open the website, they will not wait for long until it uploads. It will upload very quickly. So finally, how to use videos in classroom. You are actually on your own to use any video clips in the videos, but you need to actually be aware of some factors, not to use a very long video for the whole time so that you can relax. You need to actually watch with your students and then maybe stop the video between time to time, ask the students. Always make the students feel like they are included. If they are not included in your class has nothing, there's no meaning of your class. If the students get this feeling that they are not included, then everything is just wrong. So this is all about using videos and how to use videos in the classroom, just like using audio as well and graphics. Okay. So do you guys have any question regarding video?
No, doctor.
Good. Now, for the last topic, which is computers and digital media. This topic is important, especially nowadays, because we get to understand what is computers, the main components of computers, and what is digital media, what is the most trends that is going on nowadays. For example, the online learning, distance learning, how to differentiate, for example, between online learning and hybrid learning, synchronous and asynchronous, all this kind of stuff we will discuss here. And before we go there, we need to be able to actually define computers. What is computers? Anyone? What is computers? Uh,
Tools?
okay, it's a tool that we can use in all life aspects, including education. Okay?
Yes.
So computers now are very, very important when we come to. Without computers, this class would be impossible actually to conduct. So computers have been very important, especially Nowadays, they are like, more even important than before. Now, when we talk about computers, we are talking about two main components or categories, which are the hardware and the software. When you talk about hardware, is actually anything that we can touch by our hands: mouse, keyboard, LCD, you know, speakers, mic. This is hardware. And when we talk about software, we are talking about the thing that we cannot touch, but without it, we cannot deal with the computer. We cannot communicate, which are the software. Now, when we talk about software, we talk about two main categories as well. First, the operating system, the system that can run the computers, and then the software that we use to actually simplify or do our tasks. For example, the PowerPoint, Microsoft Word. Okay, this is applications. But when we talk about operating system, which is like, the Windows, for example, uh, and the Macintosh and Apple devices, this is operating system. So what is the difference between operating system and application? Can anyone give me an example?
Before that, doctor, can I ask?
Mm.
The operating system, is not like the chip in the computer or motherboard? Is it other else?
The motherboard is actually a hardware because we can touch, but the software, the operating system, is actually we cannot touch, but without the software, we cannot communicate with the motherboard. Is that your question?
Yes, yes. Okay, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. So anything that has shape, the mouse, the keyboard that we can actually touch, even inside the computers, is a hardware. So the memory, maybe we never see the memory card or the hard disk inside, or maybe the motherboard, some of the electric, dots and so on. We never see it, but it's a hardware because we can see, we can touch. If we open the computer, we can actually touch. This is a hardware. But anything that we cannot see at all, like the operating system, the applications, Microsoft Word, we can use, but we cannot touch it. Okay, so this is software. Um, PowerPoint, Adobe Premiere, WebEx is a software. Anything that we can install, we cannot touch is a software. But without the software, we cannot actually get use of the hardware. So it's like a circle. So an example, anyone would like to answer my question?
Can you repeat the question, doctor?
Okay. Okay, the first question is, I need an example of one operating system and one application.
Application is just like WebEx.
Okay, that's good. Application is software like WebEx, while the operating system,
Uh,
Windows, right? Windows or
oh,
Macintosh. So the
Microsoft.
uh, Microsoft Windows, yes, Microsoft
Uh,
Windows. But Microsoft Office, is it operating system or application?
application.
Application. Application, yes. So you need to differentiate between these two, okay? Microsoft Office, Microsoft, always remember there are two main operating system only, Microsoft Windows and Macintosh. And when we talk about smartphones, we have Android. Android is the operating system for smartphones as well. Any other than that is application. Instagram, Facebook, whatever these new, multimedia, Facebook, social media devices like TikTok,
Doctor,
all these
doctor,
are
how
applications.
about Linux? Linux.
Linux is actually pretty much the same as Macintosh. It's an operating system.
Okay, doctor.
Yeah, operating system. All right. Now, when we talk about software, as I mentioned, this is the operating system and the applications. I'm sure that everybody now can differentiate between these two. So once again, the hardware is anything that we can physically touch. So it's the physical equipment that makes up the computer. Without the software, we as a human cannot communicate with the hardware. And these are the categories, subcategories of the hardware. We have input devices, output devices, central processing unit, memory, and then read and write drivers. Now, input devices, anything that we insert information inside the computer. The keyboard is input device. The mouse, the mic can record. The camera, it can take picture of me inside the computer, so it's input devices. Okay. Now the output, anything that comes out from the computer, the printer, the fax, the monitor, the screen that I can see. Okay, so this is output devices. And then we have the motherboard, which is the central processing unit, and the CPU. These are the main components of the hardware. Without a CPU or without a motherboard, we don't have a computer. If we have anything else and we don't have a CPU or a motherboard, it's useless. Okay. And then we do have memory, which is has two main categories as well, ROM and RAM, which ROM, read only, and RAM, random access. What is the difference? Can anyone know between ROM and RAM? I'll give you
I
one
don't
minute.
know, doctor.
I'll give you 1 minute to think. You can come out with an answer. What is the difference between ROM and RAM? Okay?
RAM is volatile memory. Kalau ROM is non-volatile memory.
Okay, that's correct, but the philosophy behind it, what we understand. So ROM actually for what? And RAM for what?
ROM for read-only memory.
Okay, that's good.
AM for random access memory.
Okay, to make it even more simply to understand, the ROM and RAM. Now, when we deal with the computers at this very moment, the speed of the computers that we actually dealing right now, it depends on the RAM. Okay. So anything that we process or we save is going to be saved in our computers. It has a relation to RAM. But anything that after we switch off the computers, it's no longer there. It used to be using ROM. For example, if I want to copy a text, I want to copy from Microsoft Word to another Microsoft Word. This process, using this process, we are using ROM, read only, because when we shut the computer down, it's not going to be saved anymore. So you try to paste, there's no information. Okay. But when you save a photo or a video or something for a long term, we are depending on RAM. Clear, guys? Is it clear, the difference?
Yes,
Very
doctor.
clear.
Okay.
Yeah, doctor.
Okay. Now, how the computers actually process any task? How, when we actually, now we are talking, does the computer understand what I'm saying right now? My voice, the words that comes out of my mouth.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, the computer does not understand my language or anybody else's language. The computer convert whatever language that the computer hear or I import into computers into something called binary language, which is, as you can see from the photo, 0-1 language. This is the computers of this is the language of computers. 0-1, 0-1, 0-0-1, 0-0-1. Now everything that is saved into computers, the computers can understand or can read in binary language. Okay, so how the computers actually works? If I want to copy, for example, a movie from my computer to other computer, if I want to open a photo, okay, I have a photo in the computers, I want to open it, or I want to save it. All these orders or commands, the computer convert to 0-1-0-1. So when the computers show you an image in the screen, you can see it by your eyes as an image, but the computers read it as 0-1-0-1. Okay. So this is the language of computers. Now, what is the difference between good computers and cheap computers? The speed, right? So here comes the difference. When you open a photo and it takes a lot of time, the computer is actually processing this photo, converting this photo to their language to understand, so that the computer will show you the image. But the professional computers, the fast computers, are very fast when converting to their binary language. So once you click, it will open. Okay, this is the difference between cheap and expensive computers. So digital media is actually any method of storing, transmitting, receiving, manipulating data in digital form. So the computer only understand the digital language, which called binary. Okay, guys, do you understand this point?
Yes.
Okay, good, very good.
Yes, doctor.
So why do we actually use digital media? Because it's not very costly nowadays. Everybody has a computer. It's fast, it's easy. We can store a lot of data with no effort, we right now we have actually like huge amount of information that we can actually store, not only in the computers, in the cloud as well. If you have a Gmail, you can upload into the drive and so on. Okay, all these are the examples of let's talk about multimedia, which is graphics and audio and video. We've already talked about audio and video, but what I want you to understand or to be able to do is to differentiate once again between the formats of each one of these: graphics, audio, video. Now, I want to simplify this one for you once again. When we talk about graphics, we are talking about images, still images. Like the image we talk about using our smartphones, or you want to go to the studio to take an official image for your passport. Okay, this is called graphics. Or a poster, you want to do a poster and use it in your classroom and so on. Now, when you talk about graphics, we are talking about two main categories. All right, two main categories, like audio, video, analog and digital, right? But graphics, they have bitmap and vector. Bitmap image is anything that is real object we take using our camera. We are actually input it using a scanner, real object, okay? And when we talk about vector image, it's something that has been created using a computer. Clear? The vector image, it is something that has been created using a computer. Let me show you an example. Wait. See this? Can you see this, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
doctor.
Yes, doctor.
This is the difference between vector and bitmap. See this photo?
Answer a few questions about your business. Style.
Can you see this photo, guys?
Yes.
Doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, this is an image here, bitmap image, and this is a vector. Now, this is the real image using a camera, okay? When we convert this image or we redraw using a computers, it's called vector. Now, what is the differences between these two? Bitmap consists of something called pixels. We share the slides again. Bitmap is consists of something called pixels. So any image that you see, okay, including my image right now, if you can see my image, it consists of small dots. So if you zoom in to the limit, okay, you'll see my face is actually consists of dots, okay, a huge number of dots. These dots are called pixels, okay. On the other hand, the vector image, it's not actually consists of any dots or any pixels. So if you zoom in, there will be no pixelation. The quality will stay the same because it actually represents a polygons colors, solid colors, So here is the difference that you need to understand. Bitmap is consists of pixels, and the vector image is consists of polygons. So the quality, both of them, the quality is high, but it's different. It's different category. For professional use, for let's say you want to take passport photo, you cannot send a vector image because it will seems like animation. It's not real. It's something developed using a computers. Even though the quality will be very high and there are some professional, artists that they can create your photo in the computer and the quality will be the same as real, but still it's not bitmap, it's vector. Okay, do you understand this difference between Victor and Map? Victor
Yes, doctor.
with Map. Okay.
Yes, doctor.
For the audio and video, we have already discussed about the formats, but once again, I want you to be able to differentiate between MP3, MP4, WAV, WMA, and so on. Okay, so can anyone tell me the difference between MP4 and MP3?
MP3 is only audio. MP4 contain the video.
Video and
Yeah.
audio, could be audio as
Yes.
well. So please make sure to take note about that. Now, when we talk about using computers in the classroom, we do have a lot of options, okay? A lot of options. Previously, before the COVID-19, we just simply use the computers to present using the LCD, okay? So it was like a presentation tool or a presentation unit, just same like, the LCD. Without the LCD, you will not be able to use the computer to present and vice versa. But now, the computer role in education has changed. We do have a lot of categories in education right now. We do have something called online learning. What is happening now at this moment between me and you is called online learning or distance learning. Okay? Because we are here at the same moment. If you ask questions, I will be able to answer. All right? Is that clear?
Clear, doctor.
Good.
Clear,
The
doctor.
other type is called e-learning. E-learning, I can upload materials, the slides, the exam, assignments using e-learning platform. This is e-learning. I'm not there, but if you ask me, I will I will answer you later on, not immediate feedback, e-learning. And then we have something called hybrid learning. Hybrid learning is actually a mix between these two. I can be inside the classroom. I might have maybe 5 or 10 students. I will teach them face to face. At the same time, some of my students will not be able to be here in the class, so I will actually air what's going on in the class using WebEx, for example, so that they can actually see me and be included in the classroom just like the face-to-face students. This is called hybrid learning, which is mix. And this is pretty much what's going to happen next semester. Some students will be able to come face-to-face. Some students are not. So we will go to the classroom. We will meet with the students who can come face to face. And then at the same time, we will set up our devices to teach online as well. This is hybrid. And what about blended learning? Anyone? What is blended learning? Blended learning is actually a mix mode between online learning and face to face. They are not happening at the same time. Okay? For example, I can give, if I can see you, if we meet our first class, okay, I said, okay, guys, this class is going to be blended learning. I'm going to meet you for 3 weeks face to face. After that, there's no face to face meetings, only online. So this is blended because it's mixed. Okay. So blended learning is a whole different from hybrid learning. Hybrid learning is mixed right now, online and face to face at the same moment. Okay, guys, I really, really need you to understand all these categories. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between blended and hybrid learning? blended and hybrid?
Blended is mixed modes.
Okay, they are actually both mixed, but I need more details. Both are mixed, but blended, as I mentioned, it's, it happens separately, not the same moment. When we talk about hybrid learning, one more time, I can meet my students face to face and online learning at the same moment in the same class. Some of some of my students will be able to come to my face to face class, and at the same time, I will use my laptop to actually my camera to show myself to my online students that they could not come at the same class, same moment. This is hybrid learning. Hybrid because we use these both methods together. But when we talk about blended, it is separated. I give 3 weeks online and then 3 weeks face to face, and then 3 weeks online. Is that clear?
Okay,
Yes,
clear,
Doctor.
Doctor.
Okay, what about online and e-learning? What is the difference between these two? Online learning and e-learning.
E-learning, the lecturer put the notes.
Okay, that's good. Online.
E-learning is for offline. And then, sorry, Doctor. Another one is
Online learning is what we do right now.
yes.
Online learning, we can, and online learning as well could be synchronous and asynchronous. Do you have any idea what these two are?
Yes.
Synchronous. We do it live.
Live, yes. Immediate feedback. We have immediate, but when I give you my YouTube channel video, my YouTube video, it's not immediate feedback. You can watch.
Asynchronous.
Yes, yes. So if you are able to differentiate between all these types, that's actually very good. All right, this is all about key. Yeah, this is something about how they used computers back then in the classroom, where we actually used to have like a lab. We took a computer, take our students to the lab. Uh, Whether we have one computer classroom, only one computer in the center, and then we can show them the LCD. This is the normal circumstances. And then we have multi-group computers, more than one computers, but not enough for all the students. Maybe each computer has 5 or 4 students. Then we have laptop classroom. Each student has its own laptop. And then we have a computer lab. Okay. Independent work, small groups, easy to monitor, and so on. And all these kind of information about the computer classroom setup, this is only for your information, okay? And this is, I already discussed about the online learning, e-learning, MOOC, all these kind of. When we talk about Web 2.0, we are talking about online learning, e-learning, MOOC, all these kind of platform that I have already discussed to you guys. So do you guys have any questions so far? I think these topics are very, very easy. Don't you think?
Yes, Doctor. Easy to understand.
That's good. Okay.
It's easy, Doctor, but it's so many terms and to remember the every terms Ale.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I actually, that's why um, I will actually go with you guys in a revision meeting. I don't know where What time is actually suitable for you? Do you know what time the final exam is? Do you know the date yet of the final exam?
Yes.
When is it?
It's
10 January. 5 February, right?
10
5.
February.
5.
10
5 or 10?
Or
10 February.
10 February. That's good. You still have a lot of time. So maybe before 1 week or 2 weeks of the exam, I can meet with you. Okay, let me see the dates here. 10. Ten will be Thursday. Okay. Okay, what about 3rd February? 3rd February. Thursday. Are you guys free this day?
yes, doctor.
Insya
I'm free.
Okay,
Allah,
I'm free
doktor.
that time.
Okay,
Ya
doctor.
Allah.
InsyaAllah, doctor.
So 3rd. What time? Like this, 2 p.m.? Two p.m. is okay?
Sure, doktor. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to actually do it with other sections. It's only for your section. And then we can find a different date for other sections. Okay, so inshallah, 3rd February, we will meet. We'll do a quick revision for all weeks, so that you will be able to.
Doctor,
Not week. Yes.
next week is our last class or no?
Yeah. Yes. Next week, our last class, and you actually need to present. But if we haven't finished presentation, maybe we can meet the week after. So it depends on the presentation. If we finish in 1 week, that's lovely. How many
Okay,
groups?
doctor.
How many groups do we have in this class? How many
Around
groups?
6 or 7 group.
Okay, 6 or 7. Each group has, let's say, 10 minutes. Maybe we can finish in 1 week, in one meeting. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see next week. But make sure, I want to see everyone, okay? And everyone has to present something. Because during the presentation, I will mark everyone. Okay? If you do have questions, please ask me before the presentation. Okay, guys, anything you want to add, you want to ask? And always, guys, always refer to the YouTube videos that I've already recorded. Everything is there. So before we go to a revision, please make sure all of you, maybe you can watch all the videos. If you watch all the videos and then you come to the revision week, revision meeting, that's all you need to do for the final exam. No more studying. Okay?
Okay, doctor.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. I wish you all the best, and I'm very sorry again for taking the holiday from you. Please take
It's
care
okay,
and
doctor.
Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Doctor.
Doctor. Okay, Doctor, take care.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Doctor. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, guys. Take
Thank you,
care.
Doctor.
See you Thursday. Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Doktor.